What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the quick ending to the fraudulent-ass Dallas Cowboys season. We'll get into all of that. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 603 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and joining me from the Pitts Cave as he does every week, the one and only People's Champ, the host with the most, Mr. Patty Pitts.
How you doing, Kyle? You seem like you're in a lot better spirits than last week. I wonder what...
As I would say to head coach of the California Redwoods lacrosse team, Nat St. Laurent, how we living? You know how we living, Patty Pitts. You know how we living.
Oh, I have a feeling.
It's game night eve, and I don't think there's any greater juice, as our boy DJ has dubbed 2024 the year of the juice. There's no better juice than seeing the sorry-ass Dallas Cowboys get eliminated in the wild card round of the playoffs on the eve of the Eagles getting set for their own wild card matchup. And I got to tell you, I'm feeling real good.
You look like you're feeling good. I mean, you got a nice fit there. You put on your Sunday best to, mourn of the death. So I mean, I'm right there with you.
By mourning, Pitts means that episode of SpongeBob when he's sad, when Squidward is sad that SpongeBob is moving away, and then proceeds to walk into his house and celebrate.
Yeah, like SpongeBob is leaving. He's leaving. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all know.
That's me right now. We got a lot to dive. We got a lot to dive into. We're gonna talk a little Eagles. We got some updates on the game a little bit here and there. We'll talk the death of the Cowboys season. We'll talk some other things that, I have some surprises for this episode. I put out on the socials. It's going to be a fun episode that you're not going to want to miss. So we got some fun surprises, and we'll also talk some Sixers and Flyers. Nothing really going on in Phillies land as of yet, and the Union are getting ready for the preseason, which is wild to think about. Their season starts in about a month, but we got some Flyers and Sixers news along with NFL playoffs and the Eagles, of course, playing on Monday Night Football. But before we get into all of that, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and on Instagram and Threads at KBIZZLE11. You can follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts, and you can follow him on Instagram and Threads at Pitsy35. Pitts, I seen you posting on Threads.
I'm trying. I'm trying to post a little bit more.
It.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to it a little bit. So.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and you've been taking shots.
I've been taking shots. Just put pucks in deep.
Pucks in. So yeah, follow Pitsy over on Threads and Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the podcast feed. I was doing a little number digging this week, Pitsy. So this podcast in particular is number 2 in Spotify followers in the company. Got to ramp that up a little bit. We're behind my other pride and joy, OTB. OTB Nation's coming through. But we got people nipping at our heels a little bit in the F1 universe. They're number 3 on the list. They're number 3 most followed on Spotify. We got to keep the numbers rolling. So if you're not following us on Spotify, which I know a lot of our listeners this year in particular in our Spotify Wrapped, we gained a lot of Spotify traction. Mm-hmm. Continue following us on Spotify. Leave a 5-star rating on Spotify. And if you're an Apple Podcast user, do the same. That helps just as much. Subscribe over on Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Helps this show continue to grow. Helps more people find our entire network as a whole. I just saw Pitts. I got to go into the back end of Apple Podcasts. There's a way to create a podcast channel on the Apple Podcast app so that you can click and you can find all of the podcasts on a single network.
Oh, that's so much easier.
So I gotta dabble into that and see how to do that appropriately.
Mhm.
But subscribe to us on Apple, subscribe on Spotify, and subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. I'm hearing some rumblings of some original video content going up tomorrow as well, alongside this show. So stay tuned for that. We're at 718 subscribers right now.
That's a good number, but we can do better.
We can do better. We want to get to 800 before the end of January. We got about
come on.
17 days. So you got about like 2.5 weeks to help us hit that number, which means 82 more of you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I think that's doable. It's very doable.
It's very doable. Let's make it happen. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Smash the like button, ring the bell icon, leave a comment down below. Your thoughts on the Eagles game coming up. By the time you guys are listening to this tonight, leave your thoughts on the end of the Cowboys season that was in hilarious fashion. Leave your thoughts on the Flyers, the Sixers, the Phillies, the Union, the Water Dogs, the Wings. Leave it all in there. We read the good comments. The bad ones, we don't even acknowledge you. We just say thanks for the engagement, and we keep it pushing.
Yeah, you can't engage with that type of nonsense.
So the good comments, they get read, as you have seen on this show and other shows as well. And Pitsy, I've been thinking about opening up an email for listener submitted questions.
I think that's a smart idea.
Been thinking about it, or utilizing our Instagram story one way or the other.
Yeah, I think the Instagram story too. Threads maybe.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of
avenues. Let us know if you want some listener questions available to you in the YouTube comment section. And of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest, which Pitsy, up to something season.
Oh.
We're in phase 2.
Oh,
we're in phase 2. We made some commotion this weekend. We shook some hands, met some people, submitted informally some concepts, and allegedly there's a board meeting by the time you guys are listening to this episode. So up to something season. We're in phase 2. We're in like Age of Ultron era.
Oh, okay, good start.
We're in that realm.
I like where we're headed there. There's still so much to be done.
So that could end up being on the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, and it's a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on their social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always a growing season. A big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Pitsy, there's fake rumors rolling around that if the Eagles don't win this game on Monday night, Bill Belichick could be in play for the Eagles. I don't buy it for the life of me. I know you're sad. Cheers to a wonderful career for your boy in New England. But I don't see Bill Belichick coming to the Eagles. That's that on that. We got a game to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm you guys, the last thing I'm worried about are Bill Belichick rumors. Leave that to the teams that aren't in the playoffs anymore, Dallas. And you need to be focused on Baker Mayfield because this man is a dangerous man right now.
Yeah, I'm nervous, especially with the laundry list of injuries that are racking up for the Eagles. We'll get into it. It's all brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company, the best in the game. From t-shirts to sweatshirts, original designs for all. You're going to stand out in the crowd whether you're watching the game at the bar, watching it at home, going down to Tampa, maybe gearing up for a home Eagles playoff game. Maybe you're going to Detroit, depending on this outcome of this Sunday night football game. Stand out in the crowd with PHI Apparel Company, where we have exclusive Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. Pitsy, it's the most comfortable hoodie we both own.
It really is. I wear that shit when I'm just hanging down here trying to stay warm.
It's the
It's
best.
all nestled up.
It's prime hoodie season right now too.
It is prime
hoodie
season.
season.
This is where you wear your hoodies. Oh, and always looking.
You layer
stylish
up, and you want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to play good, just like we hope the Eagles will on Monday night. Go to phiapparel.co and use code Underground for 10% off your order from our awesome merch partners. It is the most effective and direct way to support us and everything we're doing here. You want to see us do dope stuff with and for you guys. You want more news on Up to Something season. Get your merch, phiapparel.co, code Underground for 10% off your order. Pitsy, we got a laundry list of injuries, and it's headlined by the absence of number 11. A.J. Brown will miss Monday Night Football due to the knee injury he sustained on that horseshit turf at MetLife Stadium that should be outlawed, should be burned to the ground. Reed Blankenship is questionable. He's going through tests and will try to play on Monday. He's going to test things before the game. Avonte Maddox has been cross-training at safety this week in case of emergency and you need somebody to fill in for the chalk doc. The injuries are not ideal at a time like this. And now you have to go down to Tampa where the weather, I'm going to pull up an up to the second weather report here for Tampa, Florida.
Well, it's a whole lot better than Buffalo, New York. So
yeah, or Orchard Park, one of the two.
Yeah.
So Tampa, Florida, on Monday. It's a high of 73, a low of 55, and precipitation is 55% chance of rain.
Ooh.
And it's going to start around like 4 o'clock and be raining all through the night. It's going to be wet. It's going to be soggy, which means Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, everyone involved with the offense means one thing.
You gotta do.
4 words. Run the damn ball.
Okay,
Today's DeAndre Swift's birthday as we're recording this. Happy birthday to
Happy
Agent Zero.
birthday.
You got to get Swifty.
We got to get Swifty.
Yeah.
Oh, you get Swifty.
Swifty needs to be getting Swifty tomorrow in Tampa. You
100%.
need to run the ball to set the tone because of the weather conditions and let DeAndre Swift cook. Let him cook because he's capable of doing it. He was leading the NFL in rushing for the first 3 weeks of the season until you pulled the plug on that.
For some reason.
Let him run the goddamn ball down the throats of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Isn't the Bucs run defense worse than their pass defense too?
Let's see.
I'm like pretty sure that the weakest part of the Bucs defense is their running game. So why not pound the rock against them? Especially when you can do it not only with Swift but with Hurts. You can even throw in Kenny Gainwell too.
So the Buccaneers this year, according to Fox Sports, they ranked 23rd in total defense. They ranked 29th in pass defense.
Okay, then maybe I'm wrong, but
and they ranked 5th in run defense.
Okay, so
but things get topsy-turvy in the rain when the playoffs roll around, when the lights come on, the stars shine bright. DeAndre Swift is a certified star. And if we go back, let's do a little reverse in here. Let's go look at DeAndre Swift's stats this year, Pitsy.
All right.
Because DeAndre Swift, oddly enough, on Monday Night Football back in September, played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you know what DeAndre Swift did in that game, Pitsy?
What did he do?
He ran the ball 16 times for 130 yards, which is 8.1 yards a carry.
If the math be math, and those are pretty good numbers.
Which
those are pretty good numbers.
Funnily enough, that's his highest yards per attempt average in any game this season.
The writing's on the wall, Kyle. That what you need to do. All right. I mean, if that's not a telltale sign, you got to do something because throwing the ball might be a little bit difficult this week, not only because of the rain, but because of who you're missing.
He also had 1 catch for 8 yards in that game to add to his 130 yards. Get him in the end zone. Let him score. Let him cook. Use the tush push to your advantage. Don't get anybody hurt. And let Devontae Smith, when you need to pass the ball, go across the middle of the field. Let Dallas Goedert go across the middle of the field.
Yeah, you need to be utilizing the middle of the field a whole lot more. Devonta Smith is so good in open space, and he's so quick running slant routes. I don't know why they're not utilizing that.
Another big boost, Darius Slay, a.k.a. Slay, is
Big
back.
play Slay.
He's back this week.
That's huge. That's huge.
for
You
the
know who
season.
else is back? Mr. Big Dom.
Big
Head of
Dom's
security.
back. We said it. I'm pretty
He's
sure
back.
it was known at the time of the dumbass suspension that he'd be back for the playoffs. People were like reporting about that today like it was like breaking news. We talked about it last week. We talked about Big Dom being back last week on the show.
Yeah, wait. This
People were like making this a report like it was breaking news today.
No, that was when the suspension was lifted. I thought
that was
we
well
talked
known.
about this.
It was well
This
known.
is why, Kyle, you tweet all the time about how people just need to follow us more than other. Like we had this shit before anyone else. Like, what are we doing here?
Yep.
I don't.
Just saying.
I don't
One
know.
thing I don't like, and I
Oh.
know it's ticky tack. The Eagles are wearing all white on Monday night. I hate the all white combo. It's very preseason.
It is, but you lost. I hate to be that guy, but you lost the chance to choose your uniforms
Yeah.
when you choked away the division.
Would have been nice to wear green pants though.
I like all white. I think
I
it's
don't.
pure.
I
It means
think-
new
I hate it
beginnings.
in every
Kyle,
sport.
Kyle, it means new beginnings. And boy, howdy, does this Eagles team need a new
Okay,
beginning.
Confucius.
No, it's nonsense, Kyle. The name is nonsense. But that's my way. I mean, look at. Don't you believe that they need?
I do gotta say he's going to play. Baker Mayfield's on the injury report for the Buccaneers. Is it Kyle Trask season, everybody?
Kyle, if Kyle Trask jogs on the field tomorrow night, it's a wrap. Okay, it's a wrap.
It also sucks that Sidney Brown is out for the season.
That does
ACL
suck.
injury.
That's
Brutal. Reed Blankenship is questionable with a groin. A.J. Brown is out with his knee injury. Jalen Hurts has said he hasn't thrown a football, but then video evidence the very next day, he's out there throwing the rock. So these Eagles reporters, some of them, there are some good ones. There's some really good ones out there. But some of them make me want to gouge my eyeballs out with a melon baller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Parody.
I have some of those as well up here in New England.
It's ridiculous.
Just reporting on Belichick shit. But no, this is Philly.
It's a big game. It's a big path of the franchise game. Obviously, your coordinators are not going to be back next year. Matt and I talked about that on Wednesday's show. There's no chance in hell Brian Johnson, Matt Patricia, or Sean Desai can be back in any capacity next year. Like, they ruin their chances of that. Carolina and Tennessee.
Patricia?
Carolina and Tennessee, I got to tell you, Brian Johnson is a phenomenal candidate for your head coaching vacancy. I saw you were planning to interview him for that vacancy. I'll personally save you so much money. I will drive Brian Johnson to Nashville or Charlotte for you if you decide to hire Brian Johnson.
I think that's very brave and noble of you, Kyle, to do that.
He deserves it. He deserves the best to be driven to either Nashville or Charlotte, North Carolina in a 2-door Honda Civic.
Hell, I'll join you on that road trip. I think we should all do it. I think we should just take a company road trip.
In that. David Tepper, whoever the owner of the Titans is, I know the Titans lawyer. He used to play in the PLL. Shout out to Bryce Wasserman. Bryce, if you need somebody, let me help.
We got you.
You don't need Jake from State Farm. I'm a good neighbor. I'll be right there.
Dude, I'm a great neighbor.
I'm a phenomenal neighbor.
I am a fantastic neighbor.
Fantastic.
He's a fantastic neighbor.
But this is a huge game, and like I'm not believing any of the bullshit aggregate Twitter accounts like, oh, this is Nick Sirianni's job on the line. No, Nick Sirianni's not getting fired. Jeffrey Lurie is an owner who has integrity and who knows that a guy like Nick Sirianni doesn't just walk through the door. He's made the playoffs every year the first 3 years of his career. No Eagles coach in franchise history has ever done that. Not Andy Reid, not Doug Peterson, not Buddy Ryan, not any of them. Not Dick Vermeil, none of them. You don't just fire a guy who does that. Is Nick Sirianni going to have the Howie Roseman binoculars on him a little more next season? Probably.
Yeah, for sure. But
you gotta land the coordinator hires though.
It's when you look at the weaknesses and from the Eagles team this year, it's not Sirianni. In the slightest. Nothing of the Eagles.
And you would know if it was because the players would make that known. The players have come out and said that, like, the communication with Sirianni is great. Like, we ride for him. We go out there and leave it all out in the field for him. Like, you would know if there was tension between players and coach.
Yeah, you would be able to see that. So I don't see that absolutely. I don't see that happening at all.
So I don't think Sirianni's coaching for his job unless something like tonight happens to the Eagles, which I don't see happening. But unless something happened where, I don't know, the first 2 seed in NFL history to not make it to the divisional round, Dallas Cowboys.
Couldn't be the it is.
How we living, Jerry? How we living, boys? How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Oh my god, dude! I watched that.
The Cowboys are so down bad that at halftime, somebody read off the code words and turned Jimmy Johnson back into the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys like he was the Winter Soldier.
Dude, like
which then activated Michael Strahan into Michael Strahan player mode.
Dude, that was like the weirdest sequence of events. To have Jimmy Johnson going full 90s Jimmy Johnson where he thinks he's out there coaching, and then all of a sudden Strahan gets into a 3-point position. Ready to just sack the cameraman. Ready to just sack the cameraman. Like that was a wild scene that only the fall of the Cowboys could have led to. And let's face it, if the Cowboys didn't have CeeDee Lamb in that game, it would have been a hell of a lot worse. It's unbelievable how badly they got beat.
It is immaculate how much funnier Dak's cadence is when the Cowboys are getting their asses handed to them. That, here we go! When they're down by 24 makes me want to cackle like the Joker.
It's so good.
Where are you going, Dak? Oh, you're going to Cancun because you're done, buddy. You're done. The Cowboys are done. They're toast. I can't wait.
You're washed.
It's wait
over
for Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp to absolutely cook them on First Take on Monday.
My god, dude. Stephen A. Smith is about to put on a Shakespeare-esque soliloquy.
It's going to be his magnum opus.
It really is. I mean, he's been on a roll lately too. I mean, this dude is just Stephen A. Smith on a hot streak talking about the Cowboys' demise.
Dude, they lost to the Green Bay Packers, who lucked their way in.
I'm shocked the Packers even made it in. Like their other teams like the Seahawks that could have made it in. I'm forgetting another
There's
team.
A universe where Kirk Cousins doesn't tear his Achilles and the Vikings are in the playoffs. Who knows what happens?
Do they it's the butterfly effect to its core. But wild. It's so wild.
Everyone on the Packers stepped up in this game. Jordan Love's pure confidence in his post-game press conference was a work of art. He said, we expected to come in here and dominate. He said, sure, they have a great defense. I think we have a great offense. I said, pop off, King. Pop off.
They ran the ball well, too. He threw the ball well, but they
shout
ran
out to
the
Team
ball well.
Foco's own Aaron Jones. Showtime 33 came to play.
With
that
three
boy,
tutties of his own.
That man has a microphone to hop on this show at any time. Foco, we should set that up. Let's get Aaron Jones on the pod so we can personally thank him for absolutely destroying the Dallas Cowboys.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns for Aaron Jones.
Which is 1 more touchdown than he had all regular season this year. He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
That's wow.
When the lights come on, the stars shine bright, unless that star is navy blue and lives in Dallas.
Yeah.
I love watching them crumble. I think one of the best tweets I saw was, "This is the greatest Eagles game in the last month and a half."
I mean, no, tomato, potato, same thing, essentially. The way I see Eagles Cowboys,
you knew this game was over for the Cowboys was when Brandon Aubrey missed the extra point.
Oh yeah,
because he don't miss, and he missed.
He's missed all season.
He doinked at that.
Yeah, that was a bad doink, and that was the sign. I see it from my perspective. For you, Eagles Cowboys, to me, it's like Red Sox Yankees in a way where I like. Anytime the Yankees lose, I get giddy.
Oh yeah,
and just so happy. And
play the David Ortiz remix that.
Oh my god, the Yankees lose. That's I play that on. That's like and so to see the Cowboys fall like that. It's even funnier now.
We literally
have that Eagles
play an Uno reverse card on Jimmy Johnson's "How About Them Cowboys?"
Yeah,
because he's saying it in a positive connotation. We use it right back at him. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, Jerry? How they
How
doing?
about him, dude? Jerry throwing the little like napkin or whatever was pure art. Did you see that clip?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was ice. Bullshit. Inject that into my veins. Also, very, very disappointed in Jerry. Jerry,
why?
Your best friend just withdrew from the presidential race. And we couldn't have Fat Cam tonight on Chris Christie? I was very disappointed. We've had Taylor Cam all season, rightfully so. Shout out to Taylor Swift. She was swag surfing all night in negative 30-degree weather.
Honestly, fuck whoever hates on that video.
That video was great. That's the next dub video where you put whatever song you want over top of it and it's gonna fit. Taylor was having the time of her life. She was vibing. We've had Taylor Cam all year. We couldn't have Fat Cam like we always do for a Cowboys game. Where was Chris Christie? It's difficult for a boy that big to hide. So
I would have loved to see a Chris Christie cam shot of him going George Costanza with the ice cream at the US Open. Like that would have been more than the cherry on top to this game. Is if we just got Chris Christie just covered in chocolate sauce.
Where are you at, fat boy?
We're just yum, 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 yum.
I was very disappointed that Jerry didn't invite his good friend Chris Christie to this game after withdrawing from the presidential race. You know, you figure your best friend isn't feeling at his best. Come on out to Jerry World. Come and watch the Cowboys play.
Yeah, but good thing he didn't because
we missed out on prime Fat Cam.
There would have been a lot of great clips there.
Also, can we stop glorifying the Cowboys fans when they run into Jerry World every playoff game?
I saw someone quote tweeted, I think my boy Alba, and say, "Is it general admission?" Because that's what it feels like. Like, why?
So here's the thing: my good friend,
movies,
friend of the program, my good pal Graham Foley, tweeted this out because this is what happens when you see those videos happening. So there is a standing room at Jerry World when all of that is occurring. This is a direct tweet from my good friend Graham Foley. Another year of pretending this is quote-unquote fan dedication instead of what it is. It's a team selling 20,000 standing room tickets for an area that has actual sight lines for maybe 1,000 people so that they can say they have the largest capacity in the NFL.
Oh, it's a marketing ploy, is what you're saying then.
It's overcrowding. It's overpopulating the stadium.
It's similar. It's like overcrowding an airplane.
They want to be Black Friday so bad.
Imagine being that down bad as a franchise where you're trying to mimic Black Friday.
I love everyone who takes the video and just reverses it and says Cowboys fans at halftime, and it's everybody walking in reverse.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Cowboys are cooked. I love the video that just continues to roll whenever the Cowboys lose, and it's LaShawn McCoy on FS1. Dak is ass. Can I say that on TV? Because Dak is ass. And then there was a promotional video that Deshaun Jackson put out for a show that he's doing with Des Bryant, I think. The new like pros versus Joes. Mm-hmm. He's like, fuck the Cowboys, and he's got like a little like Captain Barbosa monkey on his shoulder.
Yeah, he had a monkey, and the monkey's like
so
the quick
good.
shot. The monkey,
so
it is.
There's nothing better. Like, I feel great. Like, everyone wants to talk about, oh, the Cowboys won the division, blah, blah, blah. All this talk, you got to worry about your team. Guess what, everyone? The Eagles season lasted one day longer than the Cowboys did in 2023.
You just need to last longer than your opponent. That's
Survive
all it
and
is.
advance. We survived. Now we just got to advance.
You have to advance. You have to beat the Bucs. You guys have to beat the Bucs.
We have to.
Although, did you see this? They're home dogs.
Yes, I don't like that either.
I don't like that either because you don't bet against the home dog. That's the one rule in gambling I learned from college is that you cannot bet against the home dog.
Wasn't a fan of that when that line dropped. But the Cowboys are out, and that's fantastic because now we have one of two things. And Pitsy, I know you're watching the current game. Can we have a score update on
24-23 Motor City Kitties with a little under 4 minutes left. There was 4:20 on the clock when I last looked over.
Sweet.
And they just had an incompletion. Now it's 4th down, 4th and 14. They're punting, 4:15 left.
So here are the scenarios. Obviously, number one, the Eagles need to win. And this is all brought to you by our pals over at FOCO. Shout out to Aaron Jones, part of Team FOCO. You saw me rocking the Phillies overalls all baseball season long. You can get your Eagles overalls, velour tracksuits, bobbleheads, sombreros like Aaron Jones has. You can get them for your own.
With a sombrero.
Hey.
They have the captain's hat.
The captain's hat.
I have to get that.
You have to get that.
Oh, should we? Well, I don't want to keep interrupting, but should we say what we're doing if the Eagles win?
If the Eagles win, what are we doing?
We made this agreement that if the Eagles win tomorrow night, we're getting.
Oh yeah. We did agree to that.
We did.
If the Eagles win tomorrow night. We did
handshake
last week. If the Eagles beat Tampa Bay, we're getting the velour tracksuits.
Hands down.
We're gonna look fantastic. And it doesn't even matter. So here we go. Here we go. Dak joke. Do you want Kelly Green or do you want Midnight Green? Or do we both go the same?
I want Kelly Green. I'm a bright green. I'm a bright green guy. All right.
Fair enough. All right, we'll both go Kelly Green because it's the first year of Kelly Green being back, so we'll do that. So Kelly Green tracksuits will be ordered if the Eagles win.
They gotta win.
FOCO. You can get yours by clicking the link in the description, and you can check out every team's apparel, merchandise, bobbleheads, collectibles that they have. FOCO, the Forever Collectibles, and shout out to Team FOCO's own Aaron Jones for getting that big dub against the Cowboys. So here are the scenarios, Pitsy. Obviously, in all of these, the Eagles have to win, first and foremost.
Have to win.
If your Lions hold on to beat the Rams, the Eagles will travel to Detroit next week, which I would believe will be on Sunday because they're going to make the Eagles, because they're playing on Monday, get as much rest as possible. I hate Monday Night Football in the wild card round, subjecting teams to less rest. And now whoever wins Steelers-Bills will also be playing whoever their opponent is on Sunday as well. I don't think either team will be playing on Saturday. That would be malpractice by the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that, so both teams will get Sunday.
So if the Eagles win, Lions win, Eagles go to Detroit. If the Rams win and the Eagles win, the Eagles is a 5-seeder hosting a playoff game.
That's wild. That would be wild if that was to occur.
And we get another recent history matchup in the divisional round. Packers 49ers.
Dog, imagine if Jordan Love went in and beat the 49ers.
Man.
That would I don't like a lot of teams.
I would make one of those like fan cam things with Kanye West. He's done miracles on me.
Cam Newton would look like the smartest man
He
in
he
NFL
has
media.
looked like the smartest man. That clip of Cam Newton a couple months ago got criticized. They called Cam a moron. They called him stupid, just an athlete trying to talk out of his ass to get him back in the league. I could not have agreed more with what Cam Newton said. Talking about how quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, who else did he say? Dak.
It was
He
Brock
said,
Purdy, Dak, Jared Goff, and one more.
yeah, like 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the mix that are game managers. Game managers. There's nothing wrong. See, the nerd society of the NFL, the PFFs and all these statisticians and data analysts have turned game manager into a negative connotation like tag.
Yeah.
A game manager is okay to have. Like, if you have a game managing quarterback with talent around them, like Dak, like Kirk Cousins, like Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, that was the other one. Jared Goff was the other quarterback you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
You put talent around those guys, they're going to look better than what they actually are, and your team's going to succeed. There's nothing wrong with that. There are very few game breakers, I think is the term Cam used as well, for guys who can take over a game and be the reason that you're winning games. There's very few of those in the NFL.
Like one guy that comes to mind, and I don't like him, but it's Aaron Rodgers. Like that's a game breaker. Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes,
Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a game breaker because when Josh Allen's on one,
he is on one. I'll give you that.
He's almost unstoppable.
That is correct. He just has not looked like that, as of late. He hasn't
looked at that much this season, but
yeah,
most of the time, Jalen Hurts can be a game breaker.
Oh, I'd say Jalen Hurts is more of a game breaker than a game manager. I would say
look
that.
What he does with his legs too,
yeah, that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. I mean, for the longest time before he actually established himself as a GOAT, Tom Brady was a game manager. I mean, look at what he did with those Patriots teams. Those Patriots teams were not offensively gifted.
No,
they were great defense. Outside of 2007, the first dynasty was basically just defense, and then Tom Brady was a glorified game manager.
Sprinkle of Deion Branch.
But is Deion Branch really a game breaker himself?
He's a 1B or elite slot receiver on an elite offensive team.
Yeah, elite slot receiver is a good way to put it. But that's why I hate a lot of the current big wigs in NFL media and whatnot, because they take game manager and they spin it so that it's a bad thing to be a game manager, when in reality, if you're a game manager, that means that you have the best team and you're just trying to pretty much be strategic and win, and you don't have to make these miracle-esque plays because you're already in a good position to win because the team put you there. It's frustrating to listen to it.
Yeah. So Cam Newton was 100% correct. I am Team Cam in that instance all day, every day. Shout out Cam Newton. His podcast is very entertaining, by the way. Shout out to Cam. But I mean, NFL playoffs today has been much more fun than what yesterday was. And by yesterday, I mean Saturday. You look at the negative 30 degrees in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
I'm stunned they played that game.
Yeah, and I can play it.
The photo that the Miami Dolphins photographer took of Patrick Mahomes' helmet breaking from the tackle that the Dolphins defender made was crazy.
It was that cold.
It was that cold that a tackle made a helmet shatter.
That's wild. I mean, I can see why they played it because it wasn't, a torrential snowstorm. It was just really cold.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, it's extreme heat. I mean, the pictures of the beers. I saw one video. This is wild.
The smart
I saw
water.
one. Yeah, smart water. Yeah,
No free ads, but yeah.
No, well, yeah, no free ads. But I mean, in smart water, they take it out of the fridge, and you can just see it.
It just
freezing,
turns to ice.
and it just turns to ice. And then you have the beer freezing when the person took a
I saw a
sip.
very hilarious quote tweet that said the beer freezing was like, "Oh, I wasn't thirsty anyway." Someone quote tweeted and said, "Everything reminds me of him."
That's awesome. That's incredible,
And
dude.
then there was another one. It
stand
was like
undefeated.
me after 30 seconds of kissing.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Third was making out. Yeah, I saw that. God.
Shout out to Isaiah Pacheco, homegrown, home talent, getting it done. Chiefs move on. Pretty cool that this postseason there's been 5 or 6 guys from South Jersey in the playoffs this year.
Oh, nice.
Had
There you
Isaiah
go.
Pacheco. We had Marquise Bell on the Cowboys. Bo Melton, wide receiver for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Teammates with Isaiah at Rutgers, and he went to Cedar Creek here in South Jersey. Joe Flacco.
Good old
Avalon's
Joe
own.
Flacco.
Hassan Reddick.
Did you see the
And Olamide Zacchaeus.
Have you seen the video of someone saying Lola, but it's Flacco?
Go.
Joe
Flacco.
Flacco.
That's great.
I had that in my head for like 3 hours after listening to that.
I love that. So yeah, you had the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Chiefs advance, and then the Houston Texans putting on a clinic on Joe Flacco and the Browns, and D'Amico Ryans advancing to the next round with C.J. Stroud and company doing their damn thing, putting up a 45 piece.
Kyle, I think they won. I think we have a Motor City Kitty dub.
Let's see.
It's under 50, so they're panning to the dude he's a 66-year ticket holder. Season ticket holder.
It's the
That's
guy
insane.
with the Lions gladiator gear on.
Yeah. No. It's like an old
there's-
white dude.
There's a Lions fan the famous video with Big Cat when they went to Detroit. All right, so Detroit
Let's
it
go,
is.
baby!
Script writers are cooking. If the Eagles win, DeAndre Swift's got to go back to Detroit.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck what you heard. Let's go, baby.
Script writers are cooking. DeAndre Swift, if the Eagles win, has to go back home to Detroit, even though he's already home in Philly.
Oh, burn! I don't.
He's from here.
I know. I don't want that was. The way you said that though was like on a burn house.
I was thinking I couldn't think of a way to tweet it properly, but you know what's pretty funny with the Texans winning by the score that they won by?
What?
So who was the team the Texans had to beat to get into the playoffs?
The Colts?
Yeah, so Colt, they put up 45 in their first game. Houston, Colt 45.
But two
zigzags.
Baby, that's all we need.
Shout out to Afro Man.
Afro Man, dude. Oh, that's incredible.
But yeah, CJ Stroud, man, stud. Jordan Love today, stud. Dolphins, number 1 offense, got shut to 7 points.
Yeah,
Browns,
dude,
number 1
frauds.
defense, got 45 put up on them.
Dude, just absolute frauds.
And now we await Monday football as we have Steelers Bills at 4:30 now on Monday because of snow.
It's gonna be so awesome to sit and just watch football from 4 to 11. Oh, it's incredible. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day.
And then Eagles Bucs at 8:15.
Dude, yeah, my TV's down here are gonna be taken over with playoff football and Monday Night Raw, and I'm so excited. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. God damn it. It's...
I brought a guest on the show, Pitts.
Oh man. Oh, it's our good pal.
Yeah, what the fuck is up, Pitsy?
Oh, nothing, Danny. Just enjoying my team's playoff win. How you doing?
Getting ready for the Birds. It's been a while since I've been on the show.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Kyle and I kind of been holding it down in the fort while you've been away.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a shitty ass bird season, so had to kind of go on a hiatus.
I don't blame you. It was good to start. You guys had a good 10-1 start. Then I don't know.
Yeah,
your dude got
fucking
kicked
Brian
off.
Johnson fucked it all up for us, bro. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't know what's going on with him either. I don't really understand.
But
what's
you know
going
what,
on with
Pitsy? Nick
What?
Foles is the last quarterback to take down Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. So
You know what? That was a low blow, Danny. Danny, that was a low blow. We're talking
not
Birds
wrong.
and Kyle, don't encourage him. Just listen. We're talking Birds. We're talking Motor City Kitties right now. Let's leave the
we're
Patriots
gonna
and
have to
Belichick
play
out of
those
it.
little puss pops if the Eagles find a way to fucking win. Which hey, Big Dom, my boy's back on the
nice.
sidelines on Monday night, bro.
Yeah, now he can be the actual enforcer on the sidelines. You actually see him doing his job as head of security.
Now you're fucking talking, Pitsy. I knew you were a good one. I knew you were a good one from New England.
So I'm the champ of the peeps, Danny. You know, I take care of my peeps. I know what my peeps want.
So I overheard there's going to be some video content dropping on the YouTube channel tomorrow.
There is. I mean, other than the podcast, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I negotiated something, and we're going to have a hype video featuring Delco Danny dropping tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that. I need more content with you, Danny. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I heard your New England ace is coming up here for WrestleMania to watch.
Are you going to be there?
To watch some dudes throw each other around in some underwear.
Yeah, that's 9 out of 10% of it. Yeah, for the most part.
As long as you're not in underwear, I'll do some content with you, bro.
I kind of like being in my underwear though. It's kind of free.
Yeah, but we can't be frolicking around in underwear, you know.
Says who? Says who, Danny?
Says the law, bro. I'm not trying to get arrested. I was shipped here in a box.
Well, a stork brought me here, so we both came from different places.
I don't know how the fuck
that.
I got here. I was ordering on a website. That sounds a little sus, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, probably on one of those crazy dark websites. I could see you. You got a black shirt on, so.
Well, it was nice chatting with you boys.
Danny, always a pleasure.
Hype video out tomorrow on the YouTube channel before the game. It'll be on the social medias too. My first big project since my 4th of July video. And go Birds. I'm going to go work on the video. Bang, bang, Bird Gang. You already know what the fuck it is. Let's go Jalen Hurts. Let's go defense. Hassan Reddick, the boy. Let's fucking go.
Let's go Birds, Danny.
Off.
Go Birds, Danny. Good to see you.
Delco Danny, everybody.
It's always a fun time when Delco Danny makes his presence known here.
It's been a while.
It has been a minute.
I think it's been since that Bucs game.
That would be, wow. Talk about full circle.
It's been a while since Delco Danny's made his presence known. It's going to be good to see him on the thumbnail of the podcast.
I think the people need it. I think the people are craving it.
Yeah, so Delco Danny hype video happening on the socials tomorrow.
Nice.
Cheers to that, am I right?
Yeah, need more of that.
Congrats to your Lions, Pitsy. Now you definitely have to order the captain's hat.
Now I gotta get a captain's hat. But I saw a Patriots one, which I feel like that would make more sense. Or Lions. I don't know. We're torn. People at this point have like come up to me and are like, yeah, like you still Lions fan, everything? Like my nephew in California said to my dad on FaceTime, he's like, yeah, it's me versus Uncle Pat tonight. Because Los Angeles. And I was like, how everyone just assumes, like, even my friends back home here, they're like, you're not a Patriots fan, you're a Lions fan. I'm like, I am both. All right, like
Dude,
Why
genuinely, the 3 teams you get down with, if you include the Eagles to a degree, you like root for like a chimera.
A what?
The chimera, like the lion head, but like eagle wings
Oh yeah,
with like a New England Revolution like Patriots hat on.
that'd be a hell.
We need somebody
of
to
an...
commission that for you.
Yeah,
A chimera with a Revolutionary
musket.
War and a musket.
We got to know
Yeah.
artists. That would be.
I know
get
some
that
people.
dude.
That would be a sick tattoo.
Dead ass. Like I don't want to be like a tattoo guy. Not for like. It hurts. All right, let's be real here.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah, like I had nothing against it.
I'm not a big needle guy. Not a big needle guy.
Not a needle guy. But if
And everyone's
means
like,
something,
"Oh, it feels different." Shut the fuck up. It's a needle.
No,
It's scary.
but if it means something,
Yeah.
then 1,000% am down. That would mean something.
That would be
So
sick.
much more than just sports too, because like Eagles, I mean lion, like
a chimera is one of the coolest mythical creatures. Like I'm gonna pull this up so you can see. Like
never heard of a chimera before. How have I never heard of it?
It's one of the coolest like mythical creatures. It's like a Greek mythological.
Oh, Greek. Okay, well they have the
thing, I'm
coolest
pretty sure.
gods.
Yeah, like this one right here is badass. Here we go.
That just ruined.
Anytime I say "here we go" now is gonna be just making me chuckle.
Here we go.
Here we go. Like here's a chimera.
Dude, that thing's fucking bad.
Dude, imagine you just like with a musket in hand, Revolutionary War cap on.
Me riding a chimera. Oh, I have to do it.
That's your
I have to-
mascot.
No, go to the third pick. That one, the third one in the middle. I realized.
Which
Yeah,
one?
right. Yeah,
This
down. Yeah, the one in the middle right there. No, the one. That one. That one's insane. That is two
That's
heads.
gnarly.
The one for it's third from the left.
This one?
Third from the left up here. Yeah, that one. Yeah, dude, that thing is sick.
That's a ram, a lion, and a dragon.
Dude, that is sick. That'd be such a sick image. Yeah, I need this becoming my new favorite animal.
Like right here. That's you.
That's basically me.
That's you.
Yeah.
That is your NFL fandoms.
Yeah, and just
Because-
give it a musket. Oh my
Because
god, that thing-
dragons are legendary. What the Patriots did, legendary. Lions, Eagles. That's you. I'm saving this image as we speak.
Yeah,
so you can
that's
have
me in a art form.
That's 100% like your mascot.
It really is. The more I think about it,
Like
Like-
you are a chimera. Because how ridiculous is a
Thanks, man.
chimera?
I'm very ridiculous. So I mean,
There it is. You're a chimera. 100%.
I'm a chimera, baby.
Chimera Pitts.
That has a ring to it. It does have a ring to it.
100% a chimera.
I could see it.
That's your
I see.
mythological, like how Harry Potter has like Patronuses. That's like
Yeah.
Well, that's your Patronus is a chimera.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down for that. I love that.
So the NFL playoffs will continue on, and we'll see how that progresses. But let's shift gears, Pitts. Do we want to talk some puck or do we want to talk some hoops?
Let's go puck. I've been
Let's
playing
talk
some
some
puck lately.
puck.
Let's talk some puck.
It's brought to you by our pals over at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, only 120 calories, 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, see who's got Kenny's on tap for this big-time Eagles game on Monday night in the Philadelphia-Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You can see who's got Kenny's on tap, too, for your big game before the Birds. Maryland, Baltimore, you got a playoff game next week. You can get Kenny's. And, of course, our South Jersey, New Jersey brethren who are also Eagles fans. You can get Kenny's on tap in New Jersey. You can also get it at your local liquor stores in those markets. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. Pitts, it's been a while since a lot has unfolded on Flyers Twitter and in the Flyers universe since you've last been on the pod.
Yeah, you kind of threw a little stat at me before we hopped into the yard streams here that the Flyers are not only climbing the ranks of the Metropolitan Division, but it feels like they're taking the escalator.
We are currently in third place behind the Hurricanes and the Rangers with 52 points. Flyers have a record of 23-14-6 and are 4 points behind the Rangers for first place in the Metropolitan Division.
That was
and only 1 point out of second place.
Choo choo! All aboard the train!
All aboard the Flyers train. Brandon Summerman,
train,
former guest on this show, Brandon Summerman, tweeted a video from Flyers practice that Travis Konechny and company were forming a little conga train at practice. We have himbos on ice. We are going to make himbos on ice shirts 100%. We have what the Phillies are on a baseball diamond, we have on the ice with the Flyers. It's himbos on ice. You've heard of Disney on ice. We got himbos on ice.
That's so funny.
It's amazing. The vibes around this team are the best, I think, in my lifetime.
Yeah, this is a team that for a long time, where at least the 5 years I've been here, whatnot, have been the afterthought of Philly sports, and now we're bringing them up, and they're like the proud son. Like, look at my son going off to college now. Like,
dude, this team, after wins, are whipping out the dog mask.
No way. They really? Oh my god. That I feel like became like a Philly thing, where a Philly team like is coming out of. Oh my god, he's wearing it. It's coming out of the dust, like when they're making that return back to being the top. Like, they just bought the dog mask. It's like an initiation thing at this point.
I'm all in.
I can tell. Yeah. Get that, there you go. Get that hat on, Scruffy. There it is. Big dog's got to eat. That's so. I mean, that's gold. That is just absolute
the
gold.
Flyers they are him.
The Flyers are, yeah, they're him in Philly right now.
Like, they just shut out the number one team in the NHL.
Yeah,
not just the East, the NHL, the number one team in the West, who was the number one team overall in the NHL, in their own dojo, 2-0 against Winnipeg.
Winnipeg or
it was
Vancouver?
Winnipeg. I stood corrected.
Okay, I was about to say, there's no way the Canucks are good.
But the Canucks are good. The Canucks are the number one team in the Pacific Division.
Oh,
Flyers
okay.
top the number one team in the Central Division in the West.
Oh,
who are only 1
okay.
point behind the Canucks.
Okay, so, but still, number one team, they're shutting them out.
2-0 against the hottest team in the West in Winnipeg. Tomorrow is only going to get spicier because Monday night at 8 p.m., same time as the Eagles are playing, the Flyers travel to St. Louis to take on Kevin Hayes and the St. Louis Blues.
Dude, you got to get some piss cave type nonsense and just be double screening shit. I mean, what
After
a time.
everything that's gone down with Quitter Gauthier,
Dog. When you have
we now have to go
my
take on his
Boston
best friend.
When you have my Boston peeps talking about it at the bar last night, and they're trashing everything, like, oh, look at these fans are so disgusting, like, have a life and all this. I'm just sitting there with my Bud Light in hand,
You're like
and I'm
this.
just like, kind of love it. I'm just like,
you're like Mr. Burns in The Simpsons. Excellent.
yeah, I'm just like, why? Like, dude, you can't piss.
I've done
off
miracles
Philly
on
fans.
you.
See, my thing is like, you have done miracles on me in a way, because I understand the loyalty. Like, you don't bash you don't bash the city. Don't bite the hand that feeds, if you want to go cliche a bit. And for him to do that, it just makes no sense. And like, what was the reasoning?
They
the
won't
reasoning
say.
is stupid. The reasoning I heard was something to do with like he was talked down to or something by a Flyers guy, how he's not going to get any time and that he should quit.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like
They
that.
told him to go to college, play for a year at Boston College because, hey, buddy, you're 19.
Yeah.
get playing time because you're not going to play on this team last year. Go potentially win a national championship for hockey because Boston College is always in the mix.
They're always in the mix. Hockey East is
and then
good.
Come to the Flyers and play. But this quitter, this baby back bitch, bozo, quitter Gauthier, as I like to call him, said, nah, I don't want to play in Philly. I don't want to play there. So we sent his ass to Anaheim, who ain't going to win shit, and got an absolute dog in Jamie Drysdale back, who we won the trade on the first night. Jamie Drysdale suited up for the Flyers. He had his first point in the game, almost scored the overtime winner.
Oh, that would have been...
Got his first point in the game. We're 3-0 in the Jamie Drysdale era. 2-0 when he plays. Everyone had me cracking up because he didn't play in the game against Winnipeg because of illness. And everyone said his immune system wasn't built up for the dog mask yet.
That's fucking funny.
That's the Flyers locker room thing when they win. The player of the game gets the dog mask in a chain. He got it in his first game.
Oh yeah, his immune definitely not. Oh, that's funny. That's wicked funny.
I'm all in on Jamie Drysdale. Great name. Fantastic name. Plus, the Flyers also got a 2025 second-round pick from Anaheim in exchange for this baby back bitch who decided to quit on us. And it's not even like he's from California. He's from Michigan. So he's going further away from home to a team that has no business being in the mix anytime soon. And you should have seen the replies to the trade. Every Ducks fan was in shambles. They couldn't believe they traded Jamie Drysdale away.
That is the dumbest shit I've heard. What?
It's fantastic.
That's going to come out
the Flyers have competent leadership with Keith Jones and Danny Briere, which I was very skeptical on, especially with Keith Jones. And I love Jonesy. I would love to have Keith Jones on here. To put it in perspective, Pitsy, Keith Jones, for my entire childhood and into my adult life, was a host on the morning show at the #1 radio station in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
He was a third, fourth mic a couple days a week. Okay. Very funny. Would be the comic relief and get the main host of the show to walk off the ledge a little bit and add some funny humor. Was the best part of the show in my opinion. Then gets hired by the Flyers. He played for the Flyers and played in the NHL as well. Gets hired by the Flyers this offseason as the VP of hockey operations. So it goes from radio to running the team, essentially. And is essentially in Howie Roseman's role with the Eagles, but for the Flyers. Essentially in Dave Dombrowski's role for the Phillies.
Okay.
To put it in those terms. And then they hired Danny Briere, who I also love. Childhood hero.
I remember that name.
Absolute dog.
Yeah, I remember that name.
As the GM. Which I wasn't as skeptical on that because Danny Briere was working as a GM for a minor league hockey team that's owned by the same ownership group as the Flyers. They're not a Flyers affiliate, but the same ownership group. So he had some experience in the space, just not at the NHL level.
Yeah.
But Danny Briere's a smart guy, and I trust him to kind of know the lay of the land as a former player.
Yeah.
These two are running this team the way it should have been run the last decade. It's crazy to see how quickly, I saw a tweet that said, what would you tell somebody that was in a coma since March of 2023 about the Flyers right now? How would you explain them? And it's they have competent leadership all the way down. You look at any successful team in Philadelphia. You look at the Eagles. Starts with Jeffrey Lurie to Howie Roseman to, at the time, Doug Peterson to Nick Sirianni to Jalen Hurts when he was wheeling and dealing his MVP should have been season Carson Wentz. It's a trickle-down effect, and it affects the whole team. You look at the Phillies. John Middleton, Dave Dombrowski, Sam Fuld, Rob Thompson. And you saw what happened when you didn't have that competent manager. When it was Joe Girardi, the team stunk. When it was Gabe Kapler, the team stunk. But then you bring Rob Thompson in, a guy who's there for the players, gets the players. The players get him. The players want to play for him. You look at what the Phillies have done in the last 2 years. You look at the Sixers, to a degree. I'm using this year's Sixers as the example.
To a degree, yeah.
The last 3 years, you didn't have that competent coaching. And look what happened every single time. Right now, with Nick Nurse in the fold, you're kind of bridging that gap a little bit, and you're seeing what competent coaching can do for this basketball team. You're seeing Joel Embiid perform at a historic level. You're seeing Tyrese Maxey take that next leap. You're seeing the veteran leadership in the locker room hold the younger players accountable and hold the rest of the team accountable. And you have that veteran leadership in the locker room, on the court. It makes a difference. And the Flyers finally have that, from ownership to Keith Jones to Danny Briere to John Tortorella, who would have thought?
Who would have thought in this world?
To a team that kind of feels like just a bunch of misfits. There's no face of the team, really. Like, Travis Konechny is the de facto face because he's been here so long, but he's still relatively young. Like, how old do you think Travis Konechny is, Pitts?
26.
Yep. He's been playing for the Flyers for 7 years. He's 26 years old. And people this offseason wanted to trade TK for a bag of pucks.
That's why, people want to trade everybody. Yeah.
He's an all-star this year.
But you need a lead guy, a locker room guy who's been around to send you into the next stage. You know, you can't just clean house with everybody.
This team is finally starting to have semblance of, like, how a team should be run and how a team should operate from top down. And that's exciting. And you're seeing the results. There's a reason they have 52 points this season in a year that everyone thought was going to be a lost year, a first in the rebuild era. They're saying, nah, fuck that. We're going to go out and win games. We're going to go make the playoffs and prove everyone wrong. And be that underdog story of the NHL this year.
That's what they have been. They've literally been the true underdog story of the league.
Also, John Tortorella calling out Anthony Sanfilippo in his press conference. Did I send you that clip?
No, you did not. I did not get that clip.
The whole Cutter Gauthier, Quitter Gauthier saga, Matt and I talked about this to a degree on Wednesday's show, so be sure to listen to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Sanfilippo, who covers the Flyers for Crossing Broad, it's a website here in Philly, has a podcast with the front office of the Flyers that they do in the press box before games, said that Kevin Hayes' fingerprints were all over this situation, that he heard that from somebody source-wise.
Yeah.
Kevin Hayes and Gauthier have a relationship, blah, blah, blah. So John Tortorella did not hold back, and in his press conference said, is the guy here who caused an issue with Kevin Hayes and put him on blast in front of the press conference, put him on blast and said, Kevin Hayes and I couldn't come to an agreement on a play. That's a good man. That's a good man. And what you said is going to stick with him forever. He's like, you guys don't understand. When you say these things, it stays with these guys. And then he apologized to the person who was asking questions and said, I'm sorry. And then they proceed to ask, and then he goes, is that the podcast? Is that silly podcast you guys do? The amount of usage I'm going to get out of that clip is absurd.
It's insane. It's insane. Insane number.
But put him on full, like, that is anybody who is ever in a press conference is a nightmare.
Oh, it is. And I've been in press conferences where I've seen the head coach put a reporter on blast, and it is you get the wind shaking your boots. Yeah, you get the wind taken out of you, and you're just like, oh, is that happening? Oh my god! And you want to leave because it's so awkward, but like you can't because it's terrifying. Press conference. Oh my god, it's a very awkward feeling.
And like the Flyers broadcast their press conference like on TV, on social media.
Yeah, so you're getting everywhere blasted, not only just in the room but to the millions.
And he was like, and you're gonna say you have a source where I call bullshit. I was like, God damn, I would hate to be in that situation.
Oh my lord, it's so awkward, and I've only had it at the collegiate level.
It's terrifying. The Flyers are playing well, though, and it's fun. I said it last week. The Flyers have earned TV time for me. I'm watching games actively.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You may have to put them on the second screen tomorrow when you're watching your Birds.
We're locked in. We're locked in, Eagles.
I think you do have to be.
I think you need to put
all, bro. I think you everybody in Philly needs to put all their energy on the Eagles tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's postseason time.
It's postseason. But yeah, the Flyers are playing well, and it's very funny that after this whole saga, they now have to go play Kevin Hayes.
Yeah,
who I have no issue with Kevin Hayes. I think Kevin Hayes is a great dude.
Oh, I clearly have no issue with Kevin Hayes. I mean, that's a hometown boy.
Like, he fully embraced Philadelphia when he was here.
Yeah.
You're in good standing in my book.
Yeah. I have no issue with you.
Let's shift to the hardwood. It's brought to you by our pals over at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. From blue light glasses to sunglasses to those ski goggles to prescription lenses, Tomahawk Shades has you covered. I've been rocking my Tomahawk Shades all day watching football, staring at my screens, editing clips, getting thumbnails out, all that good stuff. I'm wearing my blue light glasses all the time. Dude, my eyes feel fantastic today. Like, no joke. Like, I'm not just saying that because they're an advertiser on the show. I'm not just saying that to say it in the ad read. My eyes feel great right now because all day while I was watching football, I had my blue light glasses on watching TV, and it's game changing. Like, I don't feel tired right now, and it's great. Tomahawk Shades has you covered. You guys can go to tomahawkshades.com or download the Tomahawk Shades app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And when you fill up your cart, get everything you need, use code USP for 25% off your order. That's code USP at tomahawkshades.com or in the Tomahawk Shades app for 25% off. The best small batch eyewear in the game for a fraction of the price of those big retailers. Shout out to Tomahawk Shades. They've been rocking with us for years now, almost 4 years. They got in with us at the beginning of the Pandy Wandy. That's how
they've been here for a minute.
So shout out to them for rocking with us. Pitt's the Sixers, currently still third place in the East at 24-13. They lose in overtime last Wednesday to the Hawks, but then they take it to the Kings on Friday, 112-93. Big time win there. They have a back-to-back Monday, MLK Day, at home at 1 o'clock against the Houston Rockets.
That's a good Monday matinee.
So
you got tomorrow. So if you're a Philly fan, you have
up.
you got a triple header. Oh, what a great way to spend the Monday.
I have to do the Philly parlay.
Might have to
responsibly.
Obviously responsibly. Philly parlay might be in play.
Sixers Rockets at 1 p.m. at the FARG at the Wells Fargo Center. And then Tuesday 7:30, the big one. I highly doubt Joel Embiid's going to play on Monday because of the back-to-back. Mm-hmm. And Tuesday's game's got a little more incentive because old Jokic is coming to town, and the Nuggets play the Sixers on Tuesday,
that's
7:30 p.m. on TNT. So huge back-to-back there. I don't understand why it has to be a back-to-back because then the Sixers don't play again until Friday. So
yeah, that makes no sense.
Could have been a Wednesday game or something, who knows. But the rest of January for the Sixers, they have a 2-game road trip in Orlando again, and then they go to Charlotte on a back-to-back Friday, Saturday, and then they come home for 1 game to host the Spurs, and then they go back out on the road against the Pacers, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, and the Warriors to wrap up January, and then February 1st they're at Utah before they come home for a nice little 4-game homestand against the Nets, Mavericks, Warriors, and Hawks to kick off February.
All those are winnable games easily. Nuggets may be a struggle because Jokic, but I think that all those games are very winnable for the Sixers.
They should be able to beat the Rockets. Nuggets game will be a toss-up, I think. Should be able to beat the Magic. Should be able to beat the Hornets. Should definitely be able to beat the Spurs. Pacers will be a fun game because they're still kind of in the mix. Say you split with the Nuggets, so you beat the Rockets, you split with the Nuggets, that's 2 wins. You beat the Magic, the Hornets, Spurs, Pacers. You should beat the Trailblazers. You should be able to beat the Warriors. They're kind of down right now. And you should be able to get some revenge and beat the Jazz. You should go like 9-1 the rest of the month.
Yeah. 9-1 would be a very good month.
8-1, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all very winnable games. And if you go 8-1 to wrap up January, You're sitting at 32-14.
That's really nice heading into February right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, which I mean you have Nets, Mavericks, Warriors, Hawks, Wizards, Cavs, and Heat all before the All-Star break. Which again,
Some of those are tough games, but
Nets
if you go 8-1,
beatable, Mavericks beatable, Warriors
Yeah.
beatable, Hawks beatable. You should definitely beat the shit out of the Wizards. Cavs you should win, and then Heat is always a toss up for whatever reason, but it's at home, so that's a benefit there.
Okay, there you go. That helps.
I mean, you could potentially you could start February undefeated with Jazz, Nets, Mavericks, Warriors, Hawks.
You
Wizards,
could start,
Cavs,
yeah. Yeah, all those games are very winnable.
And then coming out of the All-Star break, you're home against the Knicks, home against the Cavs, home against the Bucs, and then wrap up February at the Garden against the Celtics.
Oh, so you're gonna lose that.
That'll be a good game, though. That'll be a good game for
It's gonna
this
be a
point
very
in the
good
season,
game
because it'll be the closest that these two teams will be come playoff time.
Yeah,
because if I'm not mistaken, when is the NBA trade deadline?
isn't that like late February? It's like a couple weeks after the All-Star break.
February 8th. It's right before the All-Star break.
Oh, that's new. That's new then.
February 8th is the trade deadline. So after the trade deadline, the Sixers have 4 games, which are the Hawks, Wizards, Cavs, Heat.
Okay.
And then you go into the All-Star break, which, if we talk any Sixers trade rumors, we'll see what we have cooking as of late. Again, does not seem like Pascal Siakam is going to be a Sixer, which I'm fine with.
It's okay. I don't think you're losing anything there.
So the other big thing is potentially trading Tobias Harris. I still don't see it happening. I know you want to try to get something for him before he hits free agency, because I'd kind of be surprised if you re-sign Tobias in free agency. You could to a lesser length deal, but I don't know if they will. The other name that's kind of coming out is Tyus Jones from the Wizards. Could be somebody that the Sixers try to make a move for. He's 27 years old. He's averaging 13, 6, and 3
those are good numbers
on the season right now as a point guard for the Wizards. He'd kind of be your backup to Tyrese Maxey, while you let Pat Bev kind of be your defensive point guard. And, the Sixers have the capital to do it and the space to do it, and you don't want to go into the offseason with like $60 million in cap space.
No, that's too little.
It's too much in NBA.
$60 million in cap. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Like, because you're not going to sign it. There's not a big superstar that you're going to sign.
In free agent, there's no big superstars this year.
Like, let's see, 2024 NBA free agents. So, going into the summer, coming up, free agent wise, it's looking like this. Like, one of the big names is Buddy Hield. You're not going to Buddy Hield like a $4 million contract.
No, you're not.
That would essentially be doing what you're doing to Tobias and giving Tobias the contract you already gave him. Plus, you have to extend Maxey. You got to extend Maxey to his
You have to
contract.
extend him.
Like Paul George is going to be a free agent, but he's older. Pascal Siakam, LeBron James, Drew Holiday has a player option. Tobias is a free agent. DeMar DeRozan, Emmanuel Quickley, the system is a free agent. OG Anunoby,
I forgot he was the system.
Like D'Angelo Russell, Malik Monk.
I would get D'Angelo Russell cheap if you could.
Klay Thompson, but he's kind of like a shell of himself.
No, he's
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield's just weird. Like, that's a big name free agent.
Yeah. I would also love for the Sixers to re-sign Kelly Oubre. So Got to get that done,
That's so
too.
interesting.
He's been so good.
He has been pretty good for you guys this year. Just wild that you want to re-sign him. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Give him like a 2-year contract with a player option for the 3rd year.
That's not even bad. I don't even hate that either. With how he's played.
Like good money. Like I would give Kelly Oubre like $45 million.
Really? Wow.
He's played that well, and he blends well with the team. Good vibes. Like,
yeah, you kind of have to.
Kelly Oubre do it? Who knows? But that's what I would do if I was Daryl Morey. Listen up, Philadelphia Eagles. We got a big one on deck. This game is going to determine the mental health, probably some people's physical health, and the all-around vibes in this city for the foreseeable future. If you want to make sure everyone's feeling good, especially after that sorry-ass franchise in Dallas choked away their postseason ticket the way they did, you need to go down to Tampa in the rain, in the bad weather, on the road, and beat down a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team who should feel lucky to be in the tournament because they won a sorry-ass division. You need to go in there, give the ball to number 0 as often as possible. You need to let your guys run in the middle of the field on receiving routes. And this defense needs to come out and play like hungry-ass dogs. Learn to tackle, wrap up, and bring down your opponent. You're playing against Baker Mayfield, a journeyman number 1 overall pick. Make him live in hell. Go out and win this football game so we don't have to hear rumors about our core 4 hanging up their cleats anymore. So we can go on a run. So we can feel good about this team again, like we haven't felt good about this team for so long this year. Go out and make a statement. Win this football game and get the vibes back on track. Figure it out. Fly, Eagles, fucking fly. Let's fucking go, Birds.
Well said. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm ready with you.
Let's ride. Let's fly. Let Pitsy grow his wings like the chimera he is.
We just fly. I'm just flying.
You gotta be like, you gotta flying like a bird. I wanna fly away.
I wanna fly.
Let's fly our asses to Detroit next Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, play my Motor City Kitties.
Tampa. It all starts in Tampa. Win the fucking game, boys. Win the fucking game.
You got it.
That's all we got for you guys on this episode. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI, Twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI. Follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pits and on Instagram and Threads at Pitsy35. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the podcast feed. Subscribe. If you want to see us happy no matter what, subscribe to the podcast feed. Apple, Spotify. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. I know our Spotify audience has started to grow. Let's get like 24 more Spotify followers before the end of the month, too.
Wow.
Let's get there. Let's keep it rolling. Subscribe. It helps us hit new milestones, lets us do more dope stuff for and with you guys. Up to something season gets improved the more you subscribe. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content, and allegedly Delco Danny's hype video.
Allegedly. I mean, hey, he's going to come back. We're going to see more of Delco Danny. I'm excited. My
So
dude.
subscribe. We need to get to 800 subscribers before the end of January. Hopefully the Eagles are still playing by then. Let's keep it rolling. We're on that road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's hit 800 before the end of January. And, of course, get your merch, phiapparel.co, code underground for 10% off your orders. And this show is presented by the City of Vineland. Whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 603 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Let's go, Birds. Let's beat that ass in Tampa. And hopefully Matt and I are talking about a big-time Eagles win on Wednesday night. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. We are signing.